Hi, I'm Michael from Pinnacle. I'm here with Daps from NRG. So Daps, recently Valve have been playing with the weapons, including how they cost and different sort of changes with them. How has that been adapting to it as the IGL of your team, having to work with different weapons and teams with different playstyles around it?
I think it's a good change. I think the introduction of like the Krieg and AUG more into the game is better for the game in my opinion. I think the AUG might be a little overpowered just because it's on CT side, and you've definitely seen an increase in CT side halves statistically just on HLTV. So I think maybe the AUG could be tweaked with, but I think it's good to sort of introduce new weapons into the game and make them more viable. Even the shotguns, they buff them a bit, so I think it's a good change.
I think the weapon part is an experiment still. I think it's hard, you know. It's not that I'm that old school, I'm only 21, but I feel like when I played Counter-Strike Source back in the days, you know, maybe 12, 13 years ago, you only bought like two, 3 or 4 weapons, you know. So it's weird because that part is always hard to adjust to. It's always going to be tilling to die to some kind of shotgun, and I mean it's just CSGO at this point, and I think we have to accept it, whether I like it or not. But again, it's good to have an element of becoming good with a lot of different weapons, and I think teams can benefit from that. We're seeing that with I think it's called the SG on the T side now. A lot of teams are actually getting paid off from training with it, right? So you can use it, and yeah, that's just CSGO.
Yeah, I think the AUG and the SG changes are one of the biggest ones, and people don't notice yet that we see it in Furia where the SG meta is going to start to come around, especially as if you buy an SG and you're dropping SGs every round, CTs aren't picking up their AKs anymore. They're going to keep their AUGs or have to go with an SG. So actually buying SGs is good, it's favorable just so that the CTs never receive the AKs.
Yeah, I think the approach they're trying to take is that they want pros to use all guns in the game, whether it's shotguns or you know, the AUG, or even you know, whatever it is, the M4 silencer. So I think that's cool. I think that it makes the competitive aspects more interesting as a spectator, especially when you do get to see these pros using like Mag 7s or like MP9s more frequently. It also just gives us more options when we play. If we do have less economy, then we can, you know, have a good buy going into the rounds with more utility, just because the gun is cheaper.
I think like the changes that Valve are making, I think they are all good to the game, because if you like make the game the same thing like for 2-3 years, quite boring, you know. Since the meta from AUG or the shotguns right now, like they are a little bit less. It seems like the game is more dynamic, you know. People just lost like 5 AKs, 4 M4s and 1 up.
Well, I feel like once again it's a great thing to have new things on the game, but the AUG is too powerful from my point of view. Even they tried to change the price again to put it a bit up, but that's not enough. Like it's only $150 between that and the old version. So I don't think it changed that much. You should put it a bit higher, like 3,600 or something like that. Because if it's that case, people will not be able to buy it all the time. Like it's gonna be half of the M4, half of the AUG. So I think that will be the right balance. And yeah, I think some teams like had a good benefit of this new change. I have, like for example, some players, I will name a lot of them, like X7 for example. He's been like so sick with the AUG. The Furia team, like they all play with AUG and Krieg at the same time with the SG. So yeah, they've been like phenomenal playing with these weapons. So yeah, I think they should balance it more, mainly because the AUG is really easy to use, but the M4 is tough to use. So I would like to have a balance between both of them.
Actually, Vini was playing both weapons way before the changes, and we kind of just play AUG a little bit, but not SG. I think that the cost lowering was just more like to show the people that those weapons were just good to play as just the like AK and M4. But yeah, I think adds a little bit more of the damage to the game. But I really think they should nerf AUG. It's a really strong weapon.
It changed a lot. I think it changed the meta and the way the game is being played quite a lot. And so it's still hard to say, but now it is the way it is. We can't really change it, and everybody has to adapt to it. So you have to be more consistent on your utility, flashes, smokes, especially to counter those AUGs, because it's very easy to take long-range angles with them and have a real advantage. So yeah, I think it made everyone rethink the way they are playing Counter-Strike because of that.
Eu acho que o aumento de custo de algumas armas foi bom e eu não achei tão justo o aumento da AUG porque não mudou completamente quase nada nela, só aumentou só mais $200, então acho que não foi uma mudança extravagante e muito menos nas outras armas. Acho que não teve muita significativa no jogo.
I don't play the shotgun much, I haven't really used that, but definitely the AUG has changed the game as it was. I feel like the teams that used to play looser and just run around are struggling a bit. They're having to start using flashbangs and start having more team play, because if not, they're just stuck in 1v1 duels against AUGs and they're losing. So
I think that, yeah, it's made some teams significantly stronger. I think that because they were so good with these guns too. I don't know how much of a fan I am of it, but you have to adapt. So.